Hey everyone, you might have seen me on the nationwide campaigns for Coors Light as the Cold Tux groom. And you might be asking, did I really wear that wedding suit down the aisle? Oh yeah, you betcha I did. My name's Ryan Gagnon and I got married in Winter Park, Florida, an outdoor ceremony, 95 degrees in the heat of the summer. But I was cool as could be because I was wearing the Coors Light Cold Tux. And today I just want to answer some FAQs that my friends and family have had from what is a Cold Tux and to how I basically got into a national campaign. So let's go. So how did I find out about this? There was an ad on Craigslist under the gig section, but I was looking for a pinball machine because I wanted to make my wedding a little bit more memorable, and I had a big interest in pinball machines kind of recently. So I was looking around on Craigslist to see if anyone would sell a pinball machine, jumped to the gig section, lo and behold, they're looking for summer 2025 grooms. I was like, perfect, that's me. So I click on the ad, and lo and behold, it's talking about this awesome, like James Bond looking suit for Coors Light, and asking if there would be a groom that would be interested in auditioning for it. So I gave it a go. I sent in about a 20-minute audition video. I'll put the link up in a moment. And I heard back from them the same week. I literally filled it out the day it was due, and that was a Sunday. And then on Thursday, I got a call back, and I was in a Zoom call with producers, with the talent agency that casted me, videographers, photographers, and the whole ad agency. And it was probably a good 15 to 20 people. I wasn't too intimidated, but I just wanted to make sure that, I got the gig, and I sent them a thank you note afterwards. And they kept on pushing me through round after round. I made it to a final 3. I did a background check. And I got an email about maybe 2 to 3 weeks after I submitted the application, and they picked me. And I was over the moon, joyous, and just super, super happy. They ended up flying me to LA for a suit fitting within a couple weeks of me becoming the Cold Tux groom. And was there for 24 hours. I got a complete, really nice treatment. We go to this kind of warehouse where they have a seamstress, and she's done suits for all sorts of different actors and actresses, and cosplay and whatnot. Go in there, they do a whole behind the scenes film shoot of me trying on the tux, explaining everything about the tuxedo, how the dials work, how to pour water in there, how to empty it, and the suit fitting was just fantastic. I got my pants hemmed at that point, and I was literally there for 24 hours. It was Megan's birthday the next day, so I quickly jumped on a plane, took a red eye back home to Orlando, Florida, and was there to celebrate Megan's birthday. But just overall, really incredible process from the moment I sent in my audition video. Everyone was super nice and friendly. To the moment they put on the suit for me in the suit fitting, and yeah, that was just really cool process. So one thing I'll mention, the back of the suit, when it's filled up, there's a kind of like a water bladder, like a camel back. And so when I first tried it on there, and the suit was filled up, I felt like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And so I told them, I was like, hey, can we do anything to try to make this a little bit better? And then they said, sure thing. So they worked on adding some more padding to the back to try to, make it look like there wasn't a big hunch on it or anything like that. And they ended up taking my measurements, and they hired a stunt double to try on the suit and make sure that everything fit before they brought it to me and my for my wedding. So that was like a pretty top tier white glove service there, and on the wedding day it just looked phenomenal. So there's a really cool Easter egg on the suit, and it comes on the neck collar. Flip this over and it says celebrate responsibly. So we're gonna unzip the suit right here on the back side. So when you unzip the back of the suit, you're met immediately with the camelback bladder, and this holds about 2 water bottles worth of water. And there's a lot of padding around here to try to keep this all a little bit hidden from the back of the suit. On the left-hand side, we have the power button for the lights of the suit. And on the right-hand side, we have a pocket for the motor that runs the water through the suit. All right, you guys ready to see the inside of the suit? So we got the nice mountain logos stitched throughout. And then on this side, we have a temperature sensor reading that shows the exterior temperature and the interior temperature of the suit. This knob right here controls the flow of the water speed kind of that goes through the suit, right? So if you want it to go a little bit faster, a little bit colder in the suit, you can dial that knob. And then the right knob, that controls the lights. So when you turn that all the way to the right, it's like a refrigerator. The nice neon blue mountains, they light up on both sides. You can also dim it a little bit, or you can shut it off completely. But it's pretty epic. So the biggest temperature differential that I've seen has been about 20 degrees. It's been about 90 outside, 70 in the suit, 95 outside, 75 in the suit. But honestly, it's like having an air conditioner with you. It's a little bit heavier. We're gonna go ahead and weigh that next, but this is a pretty sick suit. So I'm at my neighborhood Publix, the only place I know that has an accurate scale. Let's go ahead and weigh the suit and the contents of it. Okay, so here at the scale, gonna jump on it. Let's see what I weigh. 155. Okay, so now me with the jacket on. 5 pounds. So when the suit is filled, it's gonna take 24 ounces of distilled water and then 8 ounces of a liquor to prevent it from molding. So I have here 32 ounces and I have a ice pack that I'm gonna throw in there as well because you gotta keep it nice and chill. And I have my bow tie, so let's pop that on. All right, so now we are at 162.5. So total weight of the suit jacket with the water and the ice pack inside is about 8 pounds. Add the pants, you're at 9. Not too bad. One other thing that I can tell you about this suit, if you guys are big DIYers, I'll link some of the tech in here in the description. But this suit is actually a light linen blue suit sold by Joseph A. Bank. They bought it maybe 1 or 2 sizes too big for me so that they can retrofit it with all of the cooling technology and the logos and whatnot. So if you guys are big DIYers, you could always give this a shot yourself. So let's talk wedding day for a second. So I got to the venue at 10 in the morning. We were supposed to initially arrive when the bride did at 2, but because of all the product shots, they wanted us there extra early. So me and my groomsmen, we cracked open a couple of Coors Lights throughout the day, drinking them while engaging in the product shot. And it was just such a fun experience. A lot of me in front of the mirror saying I do probably 100 times to get that shot just right. The groomsmen picked me up like a table and we had our aviators on outside. It was a hot day already, at 10, 11 in the morning. And so a woman was coming around like, wiping the sweat off our heads and, with the umbrella and everything like that. I felt like a celebrity. I'm just a normal guy. So we took about, 4 or 5 hours worth of content shots and, a little bit of downtime here and there between different sets. But it was just such a fun experience, and it got me kind of hyped up and excited for marrying Megan a few hours later at 5 p.m. And I wore the suit. I didn't have to necessarily wear the suit during the ceremony, but it was really hot as could be in Florida during the summer, and so I kept the suit on while we got married during the ceremony. A little cool Easter egg is also that Megan's uncle was the officiant. So he was doing the whole, ceremony and everything like that, and that was like super cool. We also had, I kind of planned it on the side, my dog showed up as the ring bearer. My best man, he was fumbling for the rings, looking for them. He was in on it, but everyone else had no idea. And then our coordinator, released the dog, and he ran out. He had a little ring thing that I made with bamboo, and the rings were kind of dangling from the side. So he comes running up to us, and I unhook the thing from his collar, and we get the rings. But it was really funny. His name's Indy. We had a violin and cellist play the Indiana Jones theme song as he came in, and it was just a little, you know, very special moment after kind of like a, you know, uh-oh, Chris, you lost the rings, buddy boy. What's gonna happen here? So that was a cool surprise. I'm also pretty big into Survivor, so we hit a few secret messages across the tables. About 10-12% of our wedding party got to play the game, but it kind of spread like wildfire as people were asking each other for, you know, help with bride and groom related questions.
Ryan, you've got some amazing dance moves, but man, your limbs are very long. So yeah, casting my vote for you for that.
Mother-son dance was another surprise. Didn't tell anyone. My mom and I worked pretty hard on that, and then halfway through we involved the groomsmen, so they came out like robots, and we did a little surfing action, and then we sang Sherry from the Jersey Boys. So a lot of little cool things to make our already memorable wedding iconic, and obviously the Cold Tux was, you know, the icing on the cake. So I was cast for this 39 days prior to my wedding, and I kept it a secret from a lot of people. Only I knew, Megan knew, my groomsmen knew, and I also let into the surprise our wedding coordinator, Melissa, Weddings by MLC. She will let you run with any crazy wild idea that you have for your wedding. Highly recommend her. She's done plenty of Disney weddings and over 400 weddings. And also our photographer, Hunter O'Brien, he really captured the essence of some of our incredible surprises that we had at our wedding. He's based in the Tampa and Orlando area. So if you guys are having a wedding in Central Florida, definitely check these guys out. And then as far as the big reveal, right before dinner, I came out with Megan, I made a nice toast, and the rest is history. As far as the next steps from here, well, I haven't yet planned my honeymoon, so Coors Light is not sponsoring that, but maybe some other brands will, or we could find a way to make that work. Is the Cold Tux being sold? Probably not. It's a form-fitting one-of-one suit that more or less fits me. I'm a 6'5", 160 pound male. But I believe Coors will be selling these fancy bow ties, and these are what they call the BrrrTies. There's a gel lining on the inside. You pop them in the freezer and you can pull them out, and they're, you know, cooling for the neck. And you got the mountain logos on here. So this will be for sale for sure. I would check out their website, thecoldtux.com, and you can find me on the coldtuxgroom.com. I'll see you guys out there. Have a cool summer.